Once again, it's that time, Monday, with the Green Neighborhood Initiative. This is Eric, the Green Guy, and we're going to share some tips and information on how to create a greener, healthier community. Once again, we are broadcasting live from rather at riverwestvideo.com and River West Neighborhood. My name is Eric, the Green Guy, and we want to start off by reading some disclaimers. Welcome to the show. My name is Eric. I'm the producer of this show. The things you will hear over the next 55 minutes represent the views of the Green Neighborhood Initiative and the people making them. All opinions and quotations in no way represent River West Radio and are the sole responsibility of the producer, guests, and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issues arising from the content of this program. First of all, let's start out with just noting that there are a lot of things around the home that we can do to create a greener neighborhood and a greener community for us all. First thing, every neighborhood has homes, households in it, and so if we go household by household, then in that way we can create a green neighborhood. Now, what we're going to do today is we're going to share some fantastic information from a worksheet that is available to anyone. And if you're interested in this worksheet, you can call 935-2951. That's area code 414-935-2951 with questions or comments. Let's see here. And the worksheet that we have talks about the goal of the Green Neighborhood Movement is to raise ecological awareness in households and neighborhoods and economic awareness of how environmental stewardship may sustainably fundraise for our community. Energy efficiency, water conservation, virtual water reduction, toxic home care reduction, and recycling are the 5 key elements taught to neighbors by way of the simple home assessment. Green neighbors cultivate a healthier macro environment through green, cost-effective improvements readily available within the multitude of our micro environments, our neighborhood households. Such improvements will not only save money and save our environment, but may improve the way we support our schools and community service nonprofit organizations. Some good community ideas would be to join a food co-op, eat locally sourced food according to the new food chart, and fill in dietary gaps with clinically proven and peer-reviewed pharmaceutical grade and natural nutritional supplementation. Some good books to read would include Unbowed by Dr. Wangari Maathai. She was a Nobel Peace Laureate, the first female Nobel Peace Laureate from the continent of Africa, as well as the first environmentalist to earn that prize. Then there's the book Green Goes with Everything by Sloan Barnett, which talks about in greater detail some things that are readily within our reach in the household to help make our home a healthier place to live, and in doing so make our environment a healthier place to live. Then there's the Body Restoration Plan, Ridding Your Body of Chemical Calories by Dr. Paul Bell Hamilton. It's a good book. I've read it, and her premise is that food is not what it used to be, as most of us are at least casually aware. However, she goes into detail discussing the history of food in terms of how we have these various categories of natural, organic, and so forth, where once upon a time food was just food because it wasn't as heavily bombarded with pesticides, herbicides, and so forth. And then she talks about how those chemicals interfere with our body's natural and normal functions, in particular, burning calories. So her thesis again goes on talking about the more chemically polluted your body is, the more likely it will be for you to be healthy overall and lose weight and keep it off specifically. Then another thing we can do is encourage our neighbors towards environmental stewardship for our social climate change. And by social climate change, we mean that make your purchase make a difference. Make what matters to you in your home matter for us all in our community. And you can do that by switching to green products for home and personal care that may also be used as fundraisers for our community service organizations to do those things we want done in our neighborhood for those who need them most. If every American family replaced 5 most frequently used lights or the bulbs in them with Energy Star qualified compact fluorescent light bulbs, each home would save about $35 a year in energy costs, and together we save about $600 million each year in energy costs and prevent 9 billion pounds of greenhouse gases, equivalent to the emissions from about 800,000 cars. And selling CFL light bulbs is a terrific, healthy way to fundraise rather than selling pizzas and candy bars and sodas and other things that may be, highly processed or just in general not good for the body or our environment. Try finding out how to, use compact fluorescent light bulbs as a fundraiser for your organization. Everyone uses light bulbs. We're all going to need light bulbs for as long as we live. You can do it one by one. You don't need to replace your entire household light bulbs at once. Just as it burns out, replace it with a CFL. And if you can do so, helping a percentage of that transaction goes towards a nonprofit organization, that's better still. Another item to use in your home that's from the worksheet is the smart power strip. Using smart power strips is a good idea because what it does is turn off your TV, computers, stereo systems, and so forth completely off. Most contemporary electronic appliances and entertainment products, when you turn them off, they're not truly off. They're in a standby mode, even though it may apparently seem off. It's draining power, costing you money. We call that phantom drain. Phantom drain is the energy that is being siphoned or being used, although not in a practical manner. So when you turn off your TV, it is in standby mode and it is draining electricity or costing you money. But with a smart power strip, when you plug off your television or when you turn off your computer, the smart strip recognizes that that's what you meant to do and turns the electricity flow from the socket to your computer, your TV off. So it is indeed truly off. Another item on the worksheet is to install 2 low-flow aerators and a shower head, low-flow shower head in your home. Low-flow aerators and shower heads can save you a lot of money over the course of the year because typically we use more water than we need. However, an aerator on your kitchen and bathroom sink faucets will maintain the pressure that you need for a practical matter. However, use less water to do so because as the water rushes out, air rushes up through the screen, maintaining the pressure that you're accustomed to, and thus saving you water and saving you money and saving energy to get that water to you. You can use EPA-approved, super concentrated, non-toxic, and family-friendly cleaning solutions. And by super concentrated, what we mean are not merely something that is off the shelf ready to use. That is not genuinely concentrated. What we mean by concentration is that you get the concentrate, you get the cleaning concentrate, and then you can place it in the dispenser with as much water as you see fit for the practical matter at hand. Be it cleaning your windows, cleaning the kitchen table, cleaning the bathroom, or what have you. Restaurants do it all the time, particularly with their fountain drinks. You have a drink dispenser, you put your cup in there, press the lever, and out flows out water plus a concentrated solution of whatever drink you've paid money for. Although primarily most of it is just water. So when the restaurants get their beverage drinks, it comes in aluminum or foil bags inside cardboard boxes. They plug it up to a hydraulic system so that when the dispenser is pressed, a certain amount of the concentrate flows out, combines with the water into your cup. You put the straw in there and you're happy as you drink your beverage. If you can make concentrated orange juice at home by simply getting a pitcher, opening up the canister of frozen orange juice, plopping it in, adding water, stir and drink, then you can use super concentrated, non-toxic, family-friendly cleaning solutions. Because all you're doing again is getting a dispenser, adding cleaning solution, adding water to the strength you want, and be on your way merely cleaning your home. Another benefit of using super concentrated cleaning solutions is that you're not using virtual water. And by virtual water, we mean that you're not using a product which is 95 to 99% water anyway, that is sourced from a different location. Typically, the products that we pay for that are fluid-based, we're paying for the freight from shipping that container of water plus whatever to our grocery store. Secondly, we're paying for the grocery store to stock it on their shelves. In a grocery store or brick and mortar business, space equals money. Just like time equals money in a brick and mortar business like a grocery store, space equals money as well. So the thing to do is to have your super concentrated, non-toxic, family-friendly cleaning solutions shipped to you in advance on an automatic basis when you think you're going to be finished using them. Another thing you can do is install a water-filled plastic bottle in your toilet tank. If it's 1 liter, then every time you flush, you're saving 1 liter of water. If it's 2 liter, every time you flush the toilet tank, then you're saving 2 liters of water going down the drain. Your typical household toilet is going to be of an older variety, maybe 1970s or earlier, in which case it's going to use more water than we really need to get the job done. Thus, by increasing the volume, or rather by decreasing the volume of your tank, you decrease the volume of water used every time you flush the toilet. To check and see if your toilet is leaking, you can simply add some food coloring to the tank, a tablet or some drops, and then flush the toilet. If you see it in the toilet bowl, you have a leak. If you do not have a leak. However, if you have coloring in your toilet bowl, you want to flush that down as quickly as possible, as you do not want to inadvertently stain the porcelain of your toilet. Some more tips on the Green Neighborhood Initiative worksheet, also called the Green Home Green Body Makeover worksheet, is to recycle. Recycling can be an excellent way to get a rebate on your yearly purchases on a regular basis. You know, for those who work and get an income tax return, it can be considered the exact same way. You're making purchases all year long and on a regular basis, whether it's a monthly basis or quarterly basis, bi-monthly or what have you, were you to recycle your packaging and get however amount of money back, that in essence is like a rebate because you bought the product, you used the product, and you used the container of the product to get some money back. Moreover, in doing so, you are reducing the house gases produced by packaging going into landfills and methane gas being generated by extension. So recycle your metals, plastics, and your glass. And why not do it for revenue? If you can clip a coupon to save money at the grocery store, you can recycle and drop it off to get some money back from your usage of the product. For water conservation and usage, the Green Home and Green Body worksheet recommends find and fix water leaks. You can just walk through your home, in the basement, kitchen, bathroom, under the sink, and look for leaks. Learn how to read your water meter, and as you learn how to read your water meter, you can also learn where there may be leaks in your home. As you eliminate the leaks in your home, check your water meter. It should read at a lower rate, and then continue to do so throughout your home until the water meter is as low as possible, doesn't change, or is at zero. If there's no water flowing, your meter shouldn't be measuring anything. Sometimes if your faucet or the handle is not closed, the rush of air through your pipes may be mistaken as water flow. It's flow, but not water flow. It's airflow, which can be mistaken as water. So you want to check that when you turn it off, it is truly off and you don't hear any hissing or any sounds coming from your faucet. Now, for the shower, a good way to monitor and manage how much water you use when you take a shower is simply plug the drain. Plug the drain and do what you typically do when you shower yourself. But just notice that when you're finished where it's at, you don't want the water, you don't want to be in there so long that the water reaches your ankle. So that's a good benchmark that plug the shower and finish your shower before the water reaches your ankle. And if you are curious, you could measure how much water that is by simply, dumping as much water in there till it reaches the same height as when you exit the tub, and then you know how much water you dump, thus you know how much water you use when you take a shower. To me, that's the most convenient way to determine and manage the water usage when you take a shower is plug it up and get out before it reaches your ankles. You're going to clean the tub anyway, hopefully. And then regarding staying on the subject of water, excuse me, the best thing to do with respect to walking around with bottled water is to make that bottled water a reusable bottle, I should say, a reusable water container, whether it's aluminum or tin or what have you. You could always filter your water at the tap. That is the smartest, safest way to determine the quality of your drinking water because you know what you use, if anything, to filter your water at the tap. However, you do not know to what extent someone else may put some water in a bottle, slap a label on it, and put it in your grocery store, and you buy it thinking it's pristine spring mountain water, what have you, where it's just regular, everyday old tap water. At most, what they've done is perhaps use what they call a reverse osmosis system, which works, is very good. However, you can purchase a reverse osmosis system for your home usage, for your drinking water. Essentially, what reverse osmosis does is it's a very fine screen which the water is pressed through so that the only molecules which can get through the screen would be a H2O molecule. All other type of matter in your water would be screened out. So that is, in essence, very simple way description reverse osmosis, and it does work. The military use it to purify water for Marines when they're overseas, and I know from firsthand experience. And then by not buying these plastic bottles of water, there's one that's a really good one. I think it's called Clever Water. That's not the exact name of it, but I don't want to mention the specific name lest we draw lawsuits and so forth. But bottom line is that there's a plastic bottle of water called Clever Water, and you drink it, or rather you buy it. What they've done is just simply appeal to your vanity of your thinking of yourself as clever or smart, wherever the case may be, and ergo, you made the purchase. And the plastic bottle is going to go into the garbage, into the landfills, and plastic lasts a very long time. We're talking about between 900 and 1,000 years before a plastic bottle would just naturally break down. Or that plastic water bottle may be destined to be floating around in our oceans, where eventually it'll be broken down by the rays of the sun and probably consumed by some sea creature thinking that it's some plankton or food matter, and then it will die painfully prematurely, or it will be captured and then fed to us. So eventually it all comes back to us sooner or later, either in this generation or the next. Sometimes it comes back to us as quick as being on our dinner plate. That's why it's imperative for us to have a conscious mind when we're making purchases and when we're disposing of our refuse. So rather than buy plastic water bottles, filter your water at home and have a canteen in your vehicle at your place of employment or your business, and maybe one or two around the house. There is no reason why we really need to pay an inordinate amount of money for a bottle of water when we're blessed to have an abundance of water. Now, if you're going on a trip or hiking or whatever, okay, that's different. But typically, every day walking around the neighborhood, to and fro, the city, throughout the city, why? So enough about that. But staying on the topic of water, you can install a rain barrel and create a rain garden on your premises. And this prevents stormwater runoff into the sewer system, and also creates less demand for our waterworks system to treat our water and send it back to us. By having a rain barrel, you are saving water that can be used to wash your vehicle, water the grass or the plants or what have you. And a rain garden, increases the aesthetic value or view of your property while preventing rain, or rather stormwater runoff into our waterworks system. You may want to inquire to the Department of Public Works and see if there are any ERU credits or equivalent runoff unit credits, which you may qualify for depending upon the type and size of your building structure. And what that simply refers to, the ERU or equivalent runoff unit credit, refers to the rate of charge that all buildings are assessed for the amount of water that runs off the premises and into the sewer system. So if you can reduce that runoff, you may be able to reduce the quarterly charge that you pay for, that your landlord pays for your residence or your building, your business building. And staying on the subject of storms, during a storm, it's not a good idea to wash your clothes. But when you do wash your clothes, typically you can do so in cold water. I mean, unless you have something that's really, really grimy, cold water will get the job done because of the increased effectiveness or efficacy of the detergents that we use today. You want to make sure those detergents are natural based without any phosphates or the like in them, thus preventing the growth of algae and so forth in our waterways like rivers and lakes and so forth. So wash your clothes in cold water and never during storms. And learn about your watershed. What is your watershed? If you live in the River West neighborhood, then your watershed is the Milwaukee River. Your watershed is the area where, when we have storms or as the snow melts from winter time, the water sheds or drains into certain passageways, and we want to make sure that we're not polluting those passageways as they do lead to the lake, Lake Michigan, and our source of water for our homes comes from Lake Michigan. Now, continuing on with the Green Home, Green Body Makeover worksheet, let's talk about some waste reduction. Well, we've already talked about auto shipping super concentrated, family friendly home care cleaning solutions that reduce toxins in virtual water. That's one way to reduce waste. You can purchase at least 3 unprocessed bulk food items on a regular basis, whether it's once a month, once every 3 months, once every 6 months. Try buying in bulk and save that way. Typically, the food's going to be healthier as it has not been canned or frozen. Use reusable bags every trip to the grocery store. When you go shopping for food or even for other items like clothes, what have you, bring a reusable bag to the trip. Maybe you get a discount. Hey, if you get 5% off just for bringing a bag, bring a bag. Keep that 5% in your pocket. Use recycled paper and trash bags. Many of the paper products that you use, there's a recycled paper alternative available. If not in your grocery store, then on the internet. And then again, if you have questions where to find these type of alternative, eco-conscious and friendly products, you can give me a call, Eric, at 414-935-2951, because we can live our life in a conventional manner comfortably while being conscious of our environmental impact. There's no need to compromise. There's no either or. We can have live in a world of and. Convenience and eco-friendly. Schedule to host a recycling fundraiser for your neighborhood. And by that I mean you can contact a recycling company or you can contact me and I can connect you with a recycling company which will place a dumpster at a location you select to have the neighborhood residents bring their refuse, trash, and recyclables there, and then the cash equivalent will be tallied up and donated to your nonprofit organization. In that way, community members, neighbors get to know one another and know one another doing something other than just boozing and drinking beer and carousing and so forth. I mean, that's good. That has its place, but it'd be nice if we can get together and do some things which are constructive for our community and our environment at the same time without bringing in the beer and the booze and so forth. You can recycle your used oil, motor oil solvents, antifreeze, and car batteries. Donate used cooking grease for biofuel. There are a number of more and more people are incorporating biofuel as a fuel alternative for their personal vehicles. So contribute to the cause. Most people in the course of cooking create grease. And thereafter, they typically just let it flow down the drain or flush it down the toilet. If you're going to get it out of your house, why not get it out of your house and doing so in a way that doesn't screw up the environment outside of your house? So donate your cooking grease for biofuel. Use rechargeable and or solar charged batteries. It's great. You buy your batteries, you use them, recharge them, or recharge them better still using solar energy. It's great. Now, for your home considerations would be For your building exterior and envelope, by envelope we mean the outside exterior of your home, like the siding, the windows, the doors, the roof, the foundation, the envelope, like the skin of your home. Again, it would be the roof, the siding, windows, doors, and your foundation would be the envelope of your home. First thing to consider is what year was it constructed, because if it's an old home, it's probably going to be quite drafty, which is, what you don't want a drafty home because airflow through the home is what costs the most with respect to energy waste. We want to seal up the airflow and the holes and gaps in your home by simple weatherization techniques around the windows and the doors. You can insulate the sockets, the electrical sockets and electrical light switches in your home. Those are available at, typically at a hardware store. You just unscrew it, the faceplate, put in some pre-cut insulation, screw the faceplate back on there, and you're good to go. The less draft, the better. But particularly, you want to do that on the wall, the exterior walls. If it's an interior wall in house, it really won't make. It will make a difference, but not nearly as significant a difference as if you insulate the light switch sockets and electrical sockets on the walls that are part of the envelope of your home. Let's see here. Where am I? Oh, and another way to, we're talking about building exterior and envelope. Clean and maintain the drain pipes of your home on a regular basis, either bi-monthly or quarterly, because if they get filled up with leaves and twigs and pine needles and so forth, that will clog them up, of course, and then they will perhaps corrode faster than they would otherwise, and as well as create icicles in the wintertime, the weight of which may cause the separation of the metal, and then that causes greater problems, and the water just splashes down. The water splashes down between the foundation and the ground, and maybe seep down to the basement. So it can create a lot of problems by not maintaining the drain pipes on the outside of your home. Just clean them out on a regular basis. And one more thing I forgot to mention with respect to waste reduction is you can go to www.dmachoice.org. That's D as in direct, M as in mail, A as in access, followed by the word choice. dmachoice.org to remove your name from direct marketing lists. So if you're tired of getting unsolicited mail stuffs in your home and in your mailbox, that is one route to take, is by going to www.dmachoice.org to remove your name from direct marketing lists. Now, another thing you can do with respect to the exterior of your building envelope, and this goes to somewhat, it goes to stormwater runoff, is you can aerate your lawn about 6 inches apart so water reaches the roots faster. So by aerate, what I'm referring to is you can have something where you connect it to a pole, and as you walk, the pole is connected to a spindle with spikes maybe 6 inches deep. And so when it rains or when you water the grass, the water reaches the roots faster and easier than they otherwise would. So you can aerate your lawn 6 inches apart so water reaches the roots faster. And then you can consider, are there evergreen trees planted as windbreakers on the north and west sides? Are they deciduous? That means leaf shredding trees planted on the south side for summer shade and winter sun. And are there native plants in the lawn that don't require irrigation? So, with respect to the outside of your home and the greenery that you have, do you have leaf shredding trees planted on the south side for summer shade and winter sun? Do you have evergreens to serve as windbreakers on the north and west sides of your home? And with respect to the windows, walls, and doors, you might get some paper and something to write without if you haven't done so already. These are some of the considerations that you want to bear in mind as you walk through your home. Are the windows double paned or storm guarded? Are there cracks in the frames? Is the window in poor condition? Is there vacuum between the glazing on the window? Are the drapes and curtains thick enough to keep summer sun out and winter heat in? Do you know if there's insulation in your walls? What about the ceiling? Insulation in your basement? Are the gaps around the pipes where they penetrate walls or ceiling, are those insulated? Do the exterior doors have storm windows? Are airlock entry halls, excuse me, do the exterior doors have storm windows, airlock entry halls, or double doors? Are there cracks around the door letting light or air in? If when you shut your door and there's a light source on the opposite side, if you see light coming through, you might want to remedy that, especially if it's a door that leads to outside. So, use natural lighting whenever possible. Count the number of CFLs or compact fluorescent lights you have in your home and see if you can increase it by, I don't know, 10%. What is the number of Energy Star televisions in your home? Or what's the number of Energy Star stereos or computers in your home? These are things you want to consider. No one expects anyone to just get rid of their TV on the spot because it's not an Energy Star TV or stereo. But bear this in mind when you go shopping for a new one. If it's Energy Star, it's energy efficient, and if it's energy efficient, it saves you money. Same goes too with your dishwasher, refrigerator, oven and stove, microwave oven. And if you don't already, the next time you go shopping for a clothes washer, you may want to get a front load washer. Why? Because it uses less energy while maintaining the cleaning effectiveness that you desire. If you want to replace your ceiling fans, use ceiling fans in place of air conditioning. Make sure it's Energy Star as well. Check your hot water tank. Make sure it's at or below 120 degrees Fahrenheit. If it is a gas hot water heater, you can wrap a blanket around it. If it is electric, do not wrap a blanket around it. You want to make sure that your cold and hot water pipes leading from the hot water heater hot water tank is insulated for about 5 feet. So 5 feet from your hot water tank for the cold and hot water pipes, put some insulation around them. Save yourself some money. Is your thermostat programmable? If not, you want to change that because with a programmable thermostat, it is one of the easiest and simplest ways to save money, save energy, and have a positive environmental impact. You can program it for whenever you want. You can set it at one temperature when you're sleeping, another when right before you wake up. You can set it again while you're away at work or at school or at the business, and you can set it for another temperature to be reached at maybe 15 minutes of when you typically get home. So there's no point in keeping your house warm when you're not there. Okay. There's no need in keeping your house as warm as when you're asleep as when you're awake. This is what a programmable thermostat can do for you. It's very simple and it's cost effective. Typically, you want your thermostat set about 65 to 68 during daytime and 55 to 58 degrees at nighttime. In the wintertime, about 68 degrees Fahrenheit at home, 63 degrees Fahrenheit away from home or at night. So, how do you compare to the average Wisconsin household? Average annual energy bill and usage for Wisconsin is about $3,069 or 7,017 kilowatts and about 1,762 therms. Potential annual savings for an energy efficient home is about $1,486. You can save about 2,735 kilowatts, excuse me, and 913 therms, while preventing 15,647 pounds of CO2 gas going into the atmosphere, either directly or indirectly, because of your increased energy efficiency. So make a pledge, a personal pledge, an Earth pledge, to make every day Earth Day by reducing water and energy waste, household toxic output, and by recycling. And don't forget to compost. Consider going with solar hot water heating or a solar electric PV system. But first things first, and that would be to go after the low hanging fruit that's either no cost or low cost. And I refer low cost to those changes or adaptations you can make to your home for which you do not need to get a loan for. You don't need financing for it. In my book, I consider that low cost. But especially if it's, between, 20 or 100 bucks, that 20 or 100 bucks that you put into your home can make a difference long time afterwards for a lot more money over a greater period of time. So get with the program, get with the Green Neighborhood Initiative, and make a difference for your micro environment, which is your home, and the outer environment, which is our home that we all share. Let's see here. Back on the issue of water. I like talking about water. Water is very important. Can't have life on this planet without it. So help protect Lake Michigan and save money, water, and energy. Every drop counts. Let's see here. Excuse me. 50 drops of water per minute equals 2,629 gallons of water wasted. That's 50 drops per minute. Okay, so maybe you're not that bad. 10 drops of water per minute. So whether it's the kitchen, the bathroom, say we're in the basement, utility sink in the basement, or what have you, outdoor water hose faucet, doesn't matter. 10 drops of water per minute equals 526 gallons of water a year wasted. Just money out your pocket, literally going down the drain. So it behooves you, whether you're a renter or you a property owner, it behooves you to identify the leaks, fix the leaks, and learn how to read your water meter. Now, in our homes, the typical water usage goes as follows. Toilets take up about, I'm just going to round these numbers off. Toilets take up about 27% of the water we use. Wash machines, 22%. Faucets, 17%. showers 16%, and leaks 14%. So, yeah, the leaks you can just eliminate. Why not eliminate 14% just from leaks? With shower heads, we already talked about that. Two things you can do about showers. A, get a low flow shower head. B, plug the drain. When the water is encroaching your ankles, enough is enough. If you're not clean enough by then, you're not doing something right. So get out the shower and be done with it. Faucets, low flow. Kitchen, bathroom, and if you have a utility sink in the basement, won't hurt to add it there too. Again, you maintain your water pressure while using less water and getting the same amount of work done. Washing machine, who can afford just to go out and buy a new washing machine? Okay, so just bear in mind that in the future, when you go shopping for one, go for one with just Energy Star. Toilet, again, if you can afford to get a new water efficient toilet, great. If you can't, next time you get an empty plastic bottle of from drinking your favorite beverage, save the bottle, save the cap, fill it with water and some pebbles or marbles, screw the cap on, put it in the tank, and every time you flush, you're saving money. If it's a 1 liter plastic bottle, you're saving 1 liter of water and the equivalent cost in money. Again, every drop counts. So, moving on. Wow, we were really moving on. Today's a great day. Oh yeah, just remember, never flush or pour unused medicine down the drain. Wastewater treatment plants are not designed to remove pharmaceuticals from wastewater. Wastewater treatment plants are not designed to remove pharmaceuticals from wastewater. Therefore, never flush or pour unused medicine down the drain. Nevertheless, it happens. Therefore, if you're concerned about the quality of your drinking water, filter it at the tap. Simple. Self-reliance. You don't need some multi-million dollar international company to provide you with what they consider quality drinking water. You don't know them, they don't know you. Their priority is profit, not your health and well-being. Filter your water yourself. And if you don't do that, then don't buy bottled water. Sometimes I go on and on about the bottled water, but it just gets me. I just don't understand it. Carry a water bottle with you in your purse, in your vehicle, at work, what have you. Have more than one. This bottled water nonsense, people have been hoodwinked, bamboozled. Makes no sense. Okay, what we're trying to do is have a green neighborhood for a green community. And that means that we have to make conscious choices about the way we spend our money. Collectively, we have more money than the corporations that influence our collective lives. And we can control them by making choices. Choices that are environmentally friendly while saving our money. And if when we make a purchase, if we can ask if this purchase can go towards a nonprofit organization, that's an extra bonus, an extra benefit. Our dollars can go a lot further than we stretch them now if we think beyond our immediate gratification. And think about how our purchase may be gratifying to someone that we may never know or see. Imagine if when you buy a household cleaning product or a personal care product that 15 to 30% of that purchase helps a food pantry provide an extra bag of food for the Jones family. Okay. Or the next time you buy something for your home, whether it's a compact fluorescent light bulb or some eco-friendly cleaner, whatever, it enables teachers to buy more crayons and papers and books for their students that the school budget does not otherwise afford. So think beyond your immediate gratification and just inquire as to which companies or which products or which ways that you can do good by yourself, do good for yourself while doing well for others at the same time. It's a win-win-win scenario. You win, someone else's win, and the environment wins as well. Oh, I was about to jump on to the Healthy Child, Healthy World. There's an organization, nonprofit that I'm a fan of. They're very good, very progressive. They're called healthychild.org, and they're all about creating a healthy home environment for kids, and by extension, creating a healthier environment for all of us outdoors. Some quick 5 steps they go through are: one, manage pests safely; two, use non-toxic products, cleaners, body care, home furnishings, etc. Three, clean up your indoor air. Ventilate your home, especially the bedrooms and nursery, simply by opening the doors, okay, and opening the windows. That's all you need to do. You don't need to spray so-called air freshener in your house, and yet your windows are closed. You don't know what's in this aerosol spray can, and if you read the label, most of us probably can't pronounce the words, the ingredients that are on there, and those that we can pronounce, we probably have no idea, unless you're a chemist or a chemistry student or a chemical engineer, of what those chemicals are. And yet you're spraying them around in your house on someone else's word that this freshens your air. Okay? Good luck with that. Eat healthy. Eat more organic and healthy foods. And again, a good way to do that is join a food co-op. Join a food co-op here in River West. I'm a member, lifetime member. You can become a member. And be wise with your plastics. You know, you got to be careful with these plastics. Replace vinyl chew toys made of soft plastic, especially any label V as in Victor or the number 3. Opt for toys and books made with natural wood, cloth, or metal. Avoid using plastic containers and cling wrap in the microwave. Instead, select reusable containers like glass or ceramic. Ceramic that is lead free. Choose safer plastics such as polyethylene number 1, number 2, and number 4, and polypropylene number 5. Avoid use of polycarbonate plastics for baby. Avoid use of polycarbonate plastics for the baby, and look for products that state no flat or no BPA, no bisphenol A. Sorry about that. And with that, you are already on your way to doing your best for your family and our environment. This is Eric signing off from the Green Neighborhood Initiative. Thank you very much for your attention. I hope you apply what we've shared today and do something good for the environment and our community. Thank you.